Anybody who knows my book knows that I talk about decluttering not just your stuff, but your body and your emotions. And so I hope nobody's expecting suggestions about your sock drawer, because I'm not going to talk about that today. Instead, I'm going to talk about decluttering emotional baggage. I had a guest come to my Airbnb a couple summers ago, and she was a counselor of some kind, and I just cracked up when she brought her luggage in. And I said, I know, I have to give a talk because I want to show this picture. So I need to clarify that I'm not going to be talking about the heavy baggage from your past or like your childhood or your 25th past life, because it won't fit in this bag. I'm just going to be talking about the everyday emotional baggage of emotions. Okay, what negative emotions could we take back out of the bag and discard? So many great choices. Guilt, envy, shame, judgmentalness, fear, self-criticism, jealousy. Fill in your favorite. What's our most expensive emotional habit? There was a study done at Cornell in 2005. 85% of the things we worry about never happen. And of the remaining 15% that do happen, people would say 79% of them ended up being beneficial, or they learned a good lesson from it. Statistics, but I love this story even better. Dr. Leahy, who wrote a book about this whole experiment, told about a friend of his who had volunteered to go help an elderly woman go to the doctor because she wasn't driving anymore. And his friend knew that the woman was in her 90s, so she expected, of course, a very elderly. Very surprised to see this woman who was cheerful, very lively. She looked like she was in her 70s, not her 90s. Dr. Leahy's friend said, "Ma'am, what is your secret?" And she said, "Honey, I gave up worrying 30 years ago and I haven't spent a moment on it since." So that's the key, apparently, to staying young. All that cortisol rooting around your system when you're worrying about things is what makes you look older faster. Like the guilt and the shame, they have to do with what other people are thinking about us. And I had this ex-boyfriend who became an unlikely mentor for me. Night on the town, and he'd be like, "Connie, you moron." No, I knew he was drunk. I'd be like, "Oh, maybe I am a moron." Maybe. My world shifted in one moment. He came home one night and he said, "Connie, you blankety blank, blankety blank." And I'm not going to say in mixed company what he said. I'm like, hang on, wait a minute. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not a blankety blank, blankety blank. I think I'm actually a pretty nice person, at least I was back then. So all listening to the names you call me when the balance of your mind is disturbed like this. Fortunately, I expanded it to the entire world. I don't care what names any of y'all call me. I do not care. The baggage others try to load us down with. You see, the biggest critic of all? Any ideas? Exactly. It's us. And why is that? Our parents, our teachers, to help us be grown-ups. No, don't do it that way. No, that's wrong. They say we think about 70,000 thoughts a day. It's all well and good to say, guard your thoughts, but it would be a full-time job to not only think all those thoughts and then police them at the same time. Proactive about crowding those out and reprogramming what was put into you so long ago. And you can do it. I used to think they were so stupid. Like, why would you say something that you clearly feel is a lie? Otherwise, you'd already have it. These are my 3 ways that I've mentioned to get rid of useless negative emotion, transform your emotional baggage, your daily baggage. The rush. You knew I had to say that, right? Because my book is Clear the Space, Feel the Rush. It is about neurotransmitters floating around your body when you feel good, like when you declutter your closet. I learned to turn the rush on anytime I want. People say, how do you do that? Like, that sounds hard. Big aha moment was one yoga class during the pandemic where we were at the end of the class, we're lying out on the ground, looking up, soothing voice, just speaking to us, and then she had this beautiful flute music, and I'm just like, oh, I feel so good, I feel so good. All these endorphins coming at me, I just feel so good. And then I thought, wait a minute, those endorphins aren't out there, they're in me. I'm the one who decided to turn them on. Daily emotional baggage. And they're not going to take care of all the emotions or all the baggage, but hopefully the bag will be smaller.